And now, his view, an editorial opinion by Bill Martin.
I am really struggling to come up with appropriate issues to cover in my weekday commentaries. It is not that I can't find issues. The problem is I can't shake the immensity of issues raised by too few sources. I don't want to be the editorial commentator who just takes on the easy stuff. In other words, I don't want to keep going back to the same well. And to be perfectly clear, I'm talking about Donald Trump, Pierre Poilievre, and Justin Trudeau. Those three could each be my subject individually, day after day. Trudeau is helping because he will soon be stepping from the stage, but as long as he is here, he continues to flaunt his arrogance. In fact, he is using his final days to hopscotch around the world, speaking at critical events as if he speaks for Canada. Surely the world must know that he is not retiring. He has been summarily pushed from office. Then, of course, there's the Pierre the Nicknamer, the man I referred to last week as a one-trick pony. The man wants to be Prime Minister so badly he has become blinded by his own ambition. He can't see that his pitch has become a broken record. Over the last number of years, his communication staff has prepared about 8 press releases. Oh yes, he puts them out by the pound, but they're recycled, you see, on a weekly basis. There are about 8 topics, and the only things that change with the vastly multiple editions is the nicknames that he attaches to the subject of his rant. Pierre is slowly slipping into history as well. He just refuses to see it. And that leaves me with the Donald. Yes, the man who is in fact the President of the United States, but who wants to be the King. Trump is so inept, so vile, and so dangerous, but he is too easy a target. Every time he opens his mouth, I can fill a week's worth of editorials. As I said, it is too easy, and it makes it difficult to focus on much more worthy topics, that is, topics more worthy of your consideration. That's the purpose of editorial commentaries. That's my role, to address issues from a critical perspective, largely to challenge you. That's right, to challenge you to more critical thinking about the real issues of our lives. You see, we, as a society, have become too lax. We let political machines elect people to critical offices where they impact our lives. We brush off our responsibility to vote by saying, well, they're all crooks. And then, when they do something that directly affects us, we rise in righteous indignation to complain. And usually, it is in nastiness, because we don't fully understand the issues to address them with any consequence. That's why we get saddled with the likes of Trump, Poilievre, and Trudeau. We don't take the time to measure the consequences. We either feast on the pablum or we turn our back to the responsibility. The people I admire are the ones who speak out. I don't mean the ones who complain. I mean the ones who speak from a position of understanding. The ones who have a considered opinion and are strong enough to speak publicly. I think back over history, and a couple of names come to mind who draw very vivid pictures. I'm thinking of Bob Chambers, whose editorial cartoons not only graced the pages of the Chronicle Herald in the golden years, but of Mackinnon, whose gifted drawings have consistently spoken truth to power in more recent years in which his visual voice was heard against a deafening roar. Yes, I'm struggling to avoid the easy targets, because they almost speak for themselves. I say almost, because if left to themselves, they would indeed self-destruct. But if we had been paying attention, if we had been more watchful, if we had been more caring and more responsible, they might not have been in a position to do the damage they've done and continue to do in our lives. It is said that we get the government we deserve, but please let me rephrase that. It is not said, it is sad that we get the government we deserve. At least, that's my view. I'm Bill Martin.